treatment by brushing through my eyebrows with this little tool. I'm not too sure what it's called, but I couldn't find my spoolie, so I thought I would just use this quickly to prepare my brows before I start filling them in. You guys have seen me do my brows so many times, so I'll probably just fast forward through this bit, but I'm just sort of feathering the products up into my brows to make it look more natural and fluffy, and then we'll be going in later on with the concealer to neaten things up, and then we can move on to the rest of the face makeup. And what I sometimes like to do with this product as well is focus the main point of the product actually in the tail of the eyebrow itself, so it's not too caked on. And I like to have sort of like an ombre effect going on, so it's actually darker at this point of the eyebrow rather than here, so it looks more natural. And I always start by lining underneath the brow itself to sort of get that base, and then I always drag the product up into the brow. It just makes it look more natural and it fluffs the product out throughout the brow. I like to sort my brows out though before I apply my foundation, because it's just in case I put too much product on there, it is so much easier to correct before you've got like a full face of like makeup going on. I'm going to go ahead and do what I always do, and I'm going to conceal underneath the eyebrow itself just to sharpen it up a little bit. But recently I haven't been taking like a separate foundation and concealer. I've been using one foundation just because sometimes I find when I do use a concealer, where I like to go for a lighter shade when I use it for under my eyes and things like that, it looks a little bit too bright. So yeah, it kind of works really well when I have heavy makeup going on with my eyes, and it just makes the eyebrow bone stand out itself. But when there's not really much makeup going on the eyelid, it just makes it look really pale compared to the rest of my face. So I prefer to use one foundation if I'm not going too heavy on the eyes, which I'm not. It's mainly about the lips today and the lashes. Taking this Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in 1C1 Cool Bone today. So this is the darker shade, and I went for this one because it has a little bit more of a coverage to it than the lighter shade, just because it is darker. And after all, if it is Valentine's Day and you're going out or whatever your plans may be, if you do want full coverage, I highly recommend this foundation. With a small brush, I think my other one needs cleaning, so I'm going to have to use this little one. And put this on the skin. But one thing that I really do love about this foundation is the matte-ness of it. It's just so matte. I've never had a foundation that claims to be matte that feels like this. Like, I like it. I'm such a big fan of this foundation. It is a little bit pricey, but I did think that when I first tried it, but the thing is I tried it because I'd heard so much about it from like watching other YouTubers and reading other people's blogs and things like that. And it's a brand and a product that kept cropping up, and so this foundation does set pretty quickly, but it's the one thing that I do actually really like about it. Even though you do have to work quickly with it, it's the thing that keeps it matte and what makes it so different from other foundations. So I can't really complain, can I? So yeah, I think we should probably go on to eyes because they are quite simple, but I'm not actually using an eyeshadow for the eyes today. I'm going to be using the contour kit, but this is what I did before, because this is like a recreation of a post that I did a little while ago when I teamed up with a fashion brand called Her Demeanor, which I wore this bodysuit and I was kind of showing it to you guys and how to style it and stuff for parties and things like that. But yeah, that was kind of like for New Year's and things like that, but I kind of used it for like a Valentine's thing. So that I might as well show you what I was wearing with the post as well, since you guys never got to see how I put the look together. So it's really simple. So it's just this one in M330, and I'm just going to use it to blend out the crease. I'm taking that middle shade itself as always, which I usually use for my contour, so that's just the middle. So for the eyes, I'm literally just going to buff this powder into my eye crease. I'm not going too heavy on the eyes at all, but yeah, this is pretty much all I did, is I just buffed this shade into the crease, and then I think I went in with the slightly darker shade afterwards. This one is called Fawn. Go back into the eye crease with this thinner brush, and I'm using this shade. So with this brush I'm more lining the product into the crease, and I'm going about halfway. So we've got the 3 shades going on at the moment, and this is just going to make it a little bit more depthful. You don't have to go this far with it if you don't want to, but I want this to be quite a detailed look. Then you could sort of define the crease a little bit more and make it a cut crease look, but I don't know, I kind of like the fact that it was smoky. I'm just going to take a little flat brush like this, and I think I'm just going to apply the really pale shade within the palette, and it is this one, it's Shade Sand. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on my eyelids quickly. Just taking this brush again, and I'm going to go back in with the darkest shade from the palette, and I'm just going to do it underneath my eyes. This is quite a warm powder, so you don't want to go too far in with it, and you don't want to apply too much, but I'm going to go about that much of the way in on both sides, and then just sort of smoke it out towards the corner of the eye, because I want most of the colour to be focused on this part of the eye. I did go ahead and apply my mascara really quickly off camera, just because I wanted to speed things up a little bit. And this is the mascara I use. It's just the Sumptuous Bold Volume 1 by Estee Lauder. This little guy, and this has quickly become my favourite mascara, even more than the YSL Baby Doll mascara. I absolutely love this one. I want to bronze up a little bit, and I think I'm going to use this one by Bourjois Paris in the shade 51. So I'm just going to take that and this little blending brush that I've got, this little angled one here, and yeah, I'm pretty much just going to use this to contour really lightly, and then I may do my nose a little bit as well. And for that I'll be using this little brush, which is the Morphe one in M458. Do this really lightly because I feel like this foundation has a really nice coverage, so I don't want to go too bronzy with it so it looks unnatural. The bridge here, and I'll blend this out. I do love my bronzy looks, and you guys will know that if you've watched quite a lot of my videos. That is the kind of look that I do tend to sway towards, but of course I do like to try a variety of things out, but this is definitely the kind of thing I like. This is their illuminator in Riviera, and I really love this one. It's so pigmented, and it's got like a pinky sort of tone, absolutely stunning, and it's kind of perfect. When I tried to get this originally, I remember I tried to get it in the champagne-y kind of colour, but it was sold out everywhere when I tried to get it a long time ago, so I went for this one. But I'm glad that I did right now, because it is very Valentine's-ish. It's quite a nice shade, so I'm just going to pick a little bit up on this angled brush again, which is the same one we use for our contours, just this little one, and pop a little bit on the cheekbones. Oh, so nice, you guys. Look at that highlight. So I like to drag it up a little bit as well, just on the temple, just to make it look a little bit more defined, and in with the contour, because that's kind of where we drag that as well. Not too far up, but it's all in the same sort of area. I just use the fact it's a little bit messy, but this is just the MAC Cosmetics lip liner in Morning Coffee, and I'm just going to go ahead and line and fill in my lips with this. Colour is just stunning like this, so I am going to leave it as this colour, and then I'm just going to go ahead and quickly curl my eyelashes, and that is pretty much the makeup look done after I've done this. And then I can show you guys how I do my hair really quickly, and I'm just going to curl my hair with a flat iron, and then I'm going to show you my outfit, which I would wear if I was going out on like a date or something like that. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly do this, and that is pretty much the finished makeup. So this is pretty much the finished makeup look itself. The lashes are done, everything's done, and me personally today I would leave my hair straight as it is, but I did promise you guys earlier on when I posted on Instagram that when I did this before I had curly hair, so I'm going to quickly show you how I do it with a flat iron, and I'm sure the majority of you will know how to do this, and it's just a little hack that I like to use. Since I don't have a curler or anything like that, I just like to use a flat iron. But yeah, just in case you guys don't know how to do it, I'm just going to quickly talk through how I do it, and then you can either try it out yourself or you can just watch or fast forward that bit and you can see what it looks like in the end. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, do the hair, and then show you what I'm wearing, and yeah. So I'm just going to begin by sectioning off this little bit of hair. So I'm just popping this out of the way with the hair clip. I'm really loving the shorter hair as well. I had my hair cut a little while ago, and yeah, I just fancy going shorter. It's so much more easier for me to manage, and I'm really loving it actually. So hold it in place, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Paris Boost It Studio Pro hairspray, and this one is in extra strong, so I want to know that if I'm going out it's going to last me, so I'm going to be using this one. And I really love this range actually. It really works well for my hair, it keeps my hair looking really nice and shiny, and it doesn't leave it looking sticky like a lot of hairsprays do. So yeah, that is pretty much the hair look that I like to go for. I do prefer a little bit of volume, but unfortunately my hair is naturally quite flat, and I don't like to back comb because I just feel like, I don't know, I'm just always worried that it's gonna like damage my hair. So yeah, this is pretty much the finished look. So yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my outfit and what I'd wear basically on a date. So